Hello viewers, myself Ashish Surana from Surana Engineering Classes, Nasik, India. Today we are going to discuss basic concepts of conductor, insulator and semiconductors. Before going into the details of all these, we will first discuss what is atomic structure. All of us know that every atom is having nucleus at the center and electrons revolving around the nucleus. So most of the properties of elements or chemical reactions depends on the electrons present in the outermost orbit of any atom. Now for metals, most of the metals are conductors. We can take an example of aluminium. See, aluminium is having 3 electrons in the outermost orbit. We can draw the atomic structure. Actually, it is having atomic number 13. So, electronic configuration is 2, 8 and 3. These are the first orbit electrons, then second orbit and the last orbit electrons. So, we can show that aluminium is having nucleus at the center and electrons revolving. Now this is the first orbit, then second orbit and the last orbit. The last orbit is having how many electrons? 3 electrons. But these 3 electrons are, we can say, loosely bound with the nucleus. Means what is their prime duty? They should revolve around the nucleus, but they may come out of the their orbits and jump into the orbits of other atoms. So these are free electrons, we can say. So if you see aluminium rod, for example, we are having aluminium rod here. This aluminium is having outermost electrons free. So we can see these outermost electrons are just moving randomly in all possible directions. Now even at room temperature we can see this, because even a room temperature energy is sufficient for these electrons to move around here and there. So this is just like the students which are not sincere in the classroom. They should sit into classroom, but they are just moving here and there. They are just entering into other classrooms, we can see. But what about these electrons? These are sincere electrons. They are doing their job. They are revolving around the nucleus. It is not easy for us to take out these electrons and they will come out. We are talking about the outermost electrons. So these outermost electrons in aluminium or in copper or whatever, most of the conductors are free. So how they help us into the conduction? So this is how you define conductors. We can just introduce a basic definition of conductor and insulator. So conductors are those substances which allow electric current to flow easily. What about insulators? Do not allow electric current to flow easily. Now look at this word easily. This is most important. Means we can say that insulators can also become, or insulator can also become a conductor if you have some extreme conditions. The extreme conditions means temperature. If temperature is high, voltage is high, we can say that insulator can also work as a conductor. But this is not an easy thing. That's why we say that this do not allow current to pass easily and this will allow current to pass easily. Now what is current? Basically current is a flow of electrons. Later on, more technically speaking, it is a rate of flow of charge. Okay, we'll come to the technical points later on. So as far as basic concept is concerned, current is a flow of electrons. Now how conductors allow electrons to flow easily and how insulators do not allow, that we'll discuss. Again, the origin goes into the atomic structure and outermost electrons, we can say. We discussed that in most of the metals, the electrons are free. Let us take an example of aluminium once again. We discussed that In case of aluminium, electrons are moving randomly in all possible directions, even at the room temperature. Now, if you connect a battery to this aluminium rod, you know the battery is having two terminals, plus and minus. I can say that minus is something, is a source of electrons, and plus is something, is a destination, we can say. So I can say here we have a excess electrons, here it is a deficiency of electrons. So I have this battery, and this battery is connected to a aluminium rod. Now without battery, what was happening to the electrons? Most of the outermost electrons or free electrons moving randomly in all possible directions. This is not a current, just they are moving in all possible directions. But if you connect a battery, the electrons from minus terminal of the battery will start their journey. They will enter into the aluminium rod. They will force these electrons to move in a one particular direction, that is towards positive of the battery, and this forms a flow of electrons. This forms current conduction, or you can say that current is flowing through the aluminium. Now why current was able to flow? Because these electrons were previously moving randomly, now start moving in one particular direction and current starts. If you remove the battery, what will happen? We will see again the same situation. Whatever the number of electrons in aluminium before conduction will be same after conduction. Again they will start moving randomly. Means we can say that the number of electrons of aluminium will not change. They are just leaving their places and moving towards the positive, and new electrons from minus will take their places. Hence aluminium help into the conduction. So this is what the story about the conductors. So conductors are able to pass current, or flow of electrons is possible because they are having free electrons. If suppose we don't have free electrons, what will happen? Now same story is there in insulators. Now in insulators, suppose I have a wooden rod here, or you can say other rod, maybe some insulating material, some insulator rod. I will connect a battery again, like this. Now electrons from battery, suppose this is a conductor over here. Now electrons from minus will travel, they want to cross this insulator rod and try to reach towards the positive. But the electrons in the wooden rod are tightly bound with the nucleus. Tightly bound means what? They are not ready to leave their places. So nobody is here to leave the place. So these electrons will not able to pass because these electrons are not leaving their places. So we can say that current will not pass through the wooden rod. But suppose if extreme conditions are there, extreme conditions means what? If we increase the temperature, if we increase the voltage of battery, then conduction may start. So that extremities we are not discussing right now. As far as normal conditions are concerned, insulators do not pass the current, or the reason behind that, they are not having the free electrons, those were found in the conductors. Okay, so we got this insulators. Now what are the best examples of insulators? We have wood, rubber, plastic. These are the best examples of insulators. Whatever thing we use for protection against the shock is, we can say, the insulator, and copper, aluminium, silver, gold, these are the best conductors. In household wiring we use copper or aluminium, and we can use gold or we can say silver, but that is too much costly. That's why we normally go for copper and aluminium. Now one more thing that we should introduce here is insulators. Sorry, not insulators. We want to discuss semiconductors. What we discussed already is conductor and insulator. These two we understood that they pass current easily, they do not pass current easily. This is something in between conductor and insulator. Semiconductor, how will you define semiconductor? It is a material which is in between insulator and conductor. That is, at low temperature it behaves as insulator, you can say. And if you increase temperature slightly, you can say at high temperature it works as a conductor. So it is very strange. This is neither insulator nor conductor. It depends on the slight variation of temperature. If temperature is small, it becomes insulator. If temperature is large, it becomes as a conductor. So this is something in between. That's why known as a semiconductor now. But semiconductor is so important. We can say the development of electronics is because of the semiconductors. The best example are germanium and silicon. We can see that all of these are in the 4 outermost electrons, and these 4 outermost electrons are bound in the covalent bond. So they are not free at low temperatures, but if you increase the temperature they will become free, and semiconductors can start conducting the current. So we can say that higher temperature it works as a conductor, and at lower temperature it works as a insulator. So today's lecture we discussed difference between conductor, insulator and semiconductor. So I will again give some summary. So conductor means what? A material which allows current to flow easily. Now what is current? Basically a flow of electrons. What do you mean by insulator? Material which do not allow current to flow easily. But at extreme condition it will work as a conductor also. And semiconductor means what? Something in between conductor and insulator, or its conductivity lies in between conductor and insulator. Thank you very much.